Hello. Yeah, so if you could tell me if you can hear me correctly and the game, that would be fantastic. Thank you. Let's see. Cool. Good. Is the volume alright? Should I turn it up a little bit? I like you to balance, okay? Alright. Yeah, I am speaking a little, like, a bit quietly, but I can fix that, I think. Well, this is my regular speaking voice, so this is how I'm gonna be speaking. I think that's fine. But yeah, I can turn myself a little bit higher, I think. Anyway. Okay, so this is Murder by Numbers. It's, from what I could tell, a murder mystery game based on Picross, which is a game I really like. I really like Picross. Yeah, so, well, as you know, the one viewer I have right now, I am making a game about Picross, right? But it's very similar to it, in the sense that it has, like, it's about a mystery that you're solving using Picross. So I was very interested in this game, and I decided it would be a good idea to have a record of me playing the game as sort of like investigation and research. So that's why I decided to record it. So what I'm planning on doing now, today, is... Well, I've already played the game is separated in different cases. I think it's like four cases. And I played the first one yesterday. And I was just trying it out, and it was pretty fun. So I think I'm going to be playing the first case again, just to have a record of it. So, like, this particular time, I'm not going to be, like, surprised by any of the twists or anything like that. But yeah, so this one should be a little bit fast. It was a decently short case, but it was still, like, pretty fun, I think. So I think we should just go. So if I find my mouse, there it is. Yeah, so here's the first case, so let's just go with it, right? Okay, so this is the tutorial. Here's a basic explanation of how Picross works. I know how it works. I love Picross. And he's gonna tell me how it works, right? So yeah, that's a very simple tutorial. My game also needs to have a tutorial, so this is a good idea of how you should do it, right? Like, this is telling me what the important things are. Yeah. Also, you can play it with the keys, which is how my game plays right now, and you can also play it with the mouse, which is currently not what my game is doing. I guess I'll have to consider that. So, but for now, I'll just play it like this. So first is teaching how to do with rows or lines that are full. I mean. Then what happens when you have like all of the tiles of a row or column like filled? Then you can just like cross out the other ones. Yeah, well, pretty basic stuff. And then here it's telling you about. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not very good at commentator. I guess I'll just get better at it with time. But yeah, this is just a tutorial. I don't think a lot of explanation needs to happen there. And that was the first puzzle. Overlapping. Yeah, I've never heard this like technique called that before, but yeah, I know what it is. Yeah. I also need to teach about this, so that's good to know. It's a very good explanation of what it is. So I might just copy it. What's that? Oh, it's telling me to cross it out. Okay. Oh yeah, that's something that happens sometimes. That I'm marking the cell or I'm crossing it out, and sometimes it crosses it out when I don't want it to. I don't know why it happens. Probably just the way I'm playing. But yeah, like that was a mistake on my part. So yeah, I'd like the controls don't feel as fluid as I'd like them to, but I think it's fine. Yeah, and now there it is. That's a complete puzzle. That's pretty good. So yeah, I mean, it's a nice little puzzle. I really liked it. I like Picross. What can I say? I'm gonna say that a lot because I really like Picross. Yeah. There it is. Okay. Yeah. So in the story of the game, we're currently like playing as a little robot. There we go. It's in the Young Yard. Okay, so this game, as far as I can tell, is like a visual novel. So the way you play throughout the story is you just have a bunch of dialogue, which it's not really my favorite kind of game, but it's okay. Like I like Professor Layton and I like Ace Attorney. That's what they are. So yeah, I'm not complaining about it. Let's do normal, of course. Yeah. Inside the butler all along. There's mystery. And cut. Yep. They are actresses, they are playing a role. Yeah, so the game is called Murder by Numbers, so it's pretty obvious that somebody's gonna die, right? Um, I wonder how early people will figure out who the victim is gonna be. Because I figured it out pretty quickly. I'm proud to say. But yeah. Honor. Yeah, so we are playing as the brunette lady of Honor. I think. I'm not really good with names. What a sucker. Eyes. Okay, so we have dialogue options. That's interesting. Yeah, what's going on? Contract. Okay. Oh, I'm getting fired. I like his animations. There's little like, I don't know what you call them, but those little effects that are applied on top of characters to show emotions and all that stuff. I think it's pretty cool. I haven't played many games like these, so I don't know how common that is, but I really like it. So, yeah, I think that's pretty neat. Talking poodle. What am I supposed to do now? So we've been firing. So who's these guys? Good to see you. Keeps running around. Yeah, no, sorry. So he's a security guard. Hmm. Where did I put my car keys? Detective Oates? Look at that, it's a little robot. Detective Justin actress. I really like this little guy, he's pretty funny. What are you? Scout! Scout is a pretty funny guy. I really like him. Go joke. Deception. No, I'm not a prank. I am Scout. What a guy. Maybe like I am thinking of I don't know, because it's not really all that like fantasy like or like sci-fi like. So I don't know if it's gonna be definitely not gonna be a little robot. But I don't know, maybe. That's something to consider, definitely something to consider. I think Laura is a pretty good mascot already. She could have a little tiny version of herself. They can have finder keys. Okay, so this is our first proper puzzle. And I'm gonna do it with the keys. Okay. Certain capybara, that would be nice. So you know how Pigfuss puzzles are like usually depicting something? What do you think this is going to be? We're looking for our car keys. Before I complete it, what do you think this is going to be? That's right. That's right. It's a tampon. So this game gives you score depending on the puzzles, right? Apparently, each different puzzle has a different score, um, and they give you certain bonuses, right? I don't really know how they apply, and I don't know if I'm gonna be adding score to my game. That just doesn't seem like it makes sense given the game that I'm trying to make, but it's fun. It is an interesting thing, and it also gives you a rank. You start the way it plays is you start with an F, and you start going up as your score increases. So that is pretty cool. There is in your bag. That's not my card. Yep, that's Jumper. He's a funny little guy. He's doing his best. I'm not a real detective. Every day. Look at him go. What a guy. Oh. Something's happening. From Blake's office. Yeah, I don't... That, that box right there with the text, I think it would look better if it was centered. Like, the location itself, office. I don't know, I'm gonna be nitpicky about it sometimes. Because it is, after all, research into making games. So yeah, I would change that a little bit. Yeah, that is definitely a little bit. You have access to the map. From here, I think I have to access with the mouse. I don't know if there are any keys on the keyboard that will do that. Close. Yeah. I can open that with S. I would expect A to open the map. F, S. Maybe M? But it doesn't. Oh, it does. Oh. It didn't do it the first time. Whatever. It's fine. Why is it still open? Okay. It shouldn't be still open. That is a bug, I think. Oh, I can't... Hold on. Oh, that was weird. Okay. Is Becky gonna die? Maybe. Well, she isn't dead yet. Sorry, I'm just reading through the messages now. Sorry. Are you okay? Yeah, what's going on? Oh, he's dead. Oh, wow. Here we have it. There's the murder. I just came in, huh? What happened? Yeah, we don't know. Not this. Oh, we have to call the police. Yep. There we have it. That's our first murder. Alright. Oh, jeez. Detective Gary Cross. I think that's a pun. Who found the body? I mean, Becky found the body. should I know? I'm not a doctor. Okay. That's right, we're actresses. Murder mystery. Hold it, no one's going home. There's been a murder. Yes, okay. You're being cute, right? There's no bathroom. I know that name, yep. Ici le beau. Le beau. Le beau. Brits. I don't know who that guy is. Name's Tully. Super Inspector, sir. Oh no, sir. Don't arrest me. I'll do anything. Yeah. I don't know. It's Schwarzenegger. Right. You're not the only one. You're all suspects. Yay! We're suspects, yay! Okay. Those eyebrows, huh? Bodybuilding. Okay. Several hours later, yep. Let me out! I guess he isn't simply because he's the what do you call them? The oh, I forget the words. What's wrong with me? He's like security. There we go. He's a security guard. So I guess he's like the guy in charge of investigations before this guy came in. I don't know. Maybe he has an alibi. I don't know. Technically, yeah, he should be. H5, yeah. B. Batch bias, yeah. Well, I mean, just look at him. He wouldn't hurt a fly. Now this guy. Oh, what did he ask? Okay. Did you know that normally, visual novels have a key that will let you see the story that's been, like the dialogue has been spoken. I'm trying to find it, and I don't think this game has it. And it's specifically for situations like this where I didn't read what he was asking. In any case, I don't think the choice really matters. So yeah, I don't know who that is. Okay. John. Okay. Yes, detective. John Rathburn. Oh my god, you're Miss Terry. Yep. And you're Detective Alex. He's a fanboy. He's just a little fanboy. Useless, going to go nuts. Ew, he's already there. Come on. Oh, so he doesn't know, supposedly. Shouldn't be pointing fingers. Yeah, I guess. Honor did it? No, it didn't, I think. She's the one who just got fired. You got fired? Yeah, I guess I do have a motive, huh? Do something. Hello. But it's Scout. What a guy. A way out of here? Why not? Sure, let's go for a way out of here. I don't even know what floor. Okay, so we do have interrogation mechanics. That's interesting. Let's go for it. Sure. Let's go. Hello, Detective Jackson Actress. That's me. Okay, oh, present evidence. Yeah, I don't think I need to show that. What are you? Good question. I don't know. Yep. Sounds about right. A robot. 200 megabytes of storage. Wow. I don't know. Where did you come from? Yeah, it's quite a mystery. So the mysteries. What are you? I guess. If you were a robot, wouldn't you say I am a robot? Like if somebody asked me what are you, I'd say probably I am a human. I think. I'm pretty sure. I think that's a reasonable question to ask, right? What are you? What do you want from me? Find a real detective. Okay. I can find a way out of this room. With that, how do I know I can trust you? I mean, how can you not trust this guy? I don't even know how. Call 9000 on me, that's a reference. That's a reference to an external piece of media. Okay. So the scene changes when you ask all of the questions. Alright, that's interesting. I found a way out. There's a gap in the wall. It's behind you. Yeah, okay. That's the door. That's the door. Yep. What a guy. I love him. I love him so much. More details can. Ooh, okay. Now the investigate part. Now this is interesting. This gives you a zoomed out version of the screen, and you can just move it around. You can move it around with the mouse. That's good. And when you find something of interest, critical goes red. And I think that's all I can find on the room right now. So yeah, let's go for that. That's an exit. Ooh, now here's the good part. It's a cross puzzle. I don't think that goes there. Okay. Yeah. If I don't talk too much during these puzzles, it's because I'm concentrating and I'm sorry. It's an air vent. Cool. I think that's pretty nice. I think that's a really pretty cool concept which is the reason why I decided to make a game about it, right? You're solving mystery using Picross. I think that's so cool. So fun, so fun. Oh, I'm just happy. Sorry, I'm just really happy. Okay. Filled up with a metal cover. Screwdriver. Alright. What is that thing supposed to be? Alright. Oh, boo. He's helping me. Yep. Gotta get out of here. I mean, she's right. Like, I know I didn't do it, but... Okay. Okay, so now we can do both. We can investigate and question people. So let's see. Let's see what she has to say. You want? How are you holding up? You should let me go. Meeting your biggest fan. I think that would be a pretty good distraction. It's pathetic. I should need to go to practice. That's all. Now this is something that I find to be really cool. When you go and present evidence, you can show the puzzles you've solved as they are like objects, right? They're things in the world that you find, so you can show them. If I were to show her the air vent, she talks about it. That's fun. So you know how like in detective games you show evidence to people and they tell you stuff, and that's how the story advances. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I think it's really cool that you can tell. I mean, you can show the evidence that you find, which is the puzzles that you solve. You should let me go. How are you holding up? Sure. You get detected. It's not circumstance. Oh. Alright, I'll show her the tampon. Like a real exhibition. Okay, I'll show her that. Oh, hold on, before I do that. I don't think I can go to the present evidence button just using the keyboard keys. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, so I don't think. Yeah, I don't... E for evidence, or P for present. No, it doesn't do that. I think that's an oversight. Anyway, present evidence. Okay, let's show her the car key. Are you tracking my cycle? Alright. Fighting bot Blake. Oh, I did not want to talk about it. So maybe she did have a motive after all? Yeah. You should just let me go. Yeah, so she's a character, right? Worrying about your party. You don't care at all. To meet Simicree. Okay. So I guess I was married and now I'm not. And it's a sore point for me. Oh, I'm divorced. Okay. Cool. I think that's an interesting little bit of exposition. That's pretty fun. Okay. Yeah, so we didn't really find anything out by talking to her. So we'll go investigate. We can't go anywhere, right? No, we can't go anywhere. Okay, yeah. We'll just go investigate. So what can we find? Let's see. We're gonna scan the whole room. Okay. Should I be commentating what I'm thinking when I solve these? Because I understand that, like, this is the main appeal of the game, and I'm not saying anything when it happens. Oh, I do think it's interesting that, like, the first puzzles you solve are already, like, bigger than 5 by 5. No, there doesn't seem to be. Right? Like, this is wrong, right? But there is no penalties for it. Oh, except on either... Okay, hold on. There's also no undo button. Maybe there should be. So now I don't remember what I was doing. Okay, this seems to be... Okay. But yeah, no, there doesn't seem to be any penalty for doing it wrong. Now there is another game that did, which is Mario Picross for the Game Boy. That's also another game that I played. Oh, this is a problem. That shouldn't be there. Okay. Because the game only had 2 buttons. You could only, like, mark them black or, like, cross them out. And you didn't really have any way of, like, clearing a cell that you already marked. So if you made a mistake, it would just tell you. And it would give you a time penalty, actually. Oh. Oh, it's an apple. Cool. Could it be useful? Smoking gun? Catch onto what? What a guy. Yeah, I don't think there's any point in showing her the apple. So let's keep looking. At some point, we're gonna have to find everything there is, right? To find. What's that? Okay. So this is a small puzzle, let's see. That's 3, that's 1. That's 5. So that's complete. This is part of the 5, so these are complete as well. This has to be the 3, so the 1 goes there, and this has to be the 3, so the 1 goes there. That's... well... the 1s can only go here, so that's there and there, and the 5 can only go there. There you go. That's a screwdriver. We can use that. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think there are no penalties, but you do get bonuses for doing it like without hints or without any help. Which, to be honest, I didn't even realize were there at the start. They're like up on the corner, and I didn't even see them. But yeah, you don't really get penalties, but you do miss out on bonuses if you use them. So that's a good trade-off, I think. Besides, like, if you make mistakes, you're not going to solve the puzzle, and I think that's like quote unquote punishment enough, right? That you don't get to solve the puzzle. It's a screwdriver, just where we need it. Look, it's Tully. It's your favorite guy. Yeah, he would have had a screwdriver. What makes you think that? Because you're a handyman. So absent-minded. Okay. A coffee, eh? Okay, let's keep minding our own business. Apparently there's still stuff to find. Let's see. Oh, what's that? On the floor, there's nothing there. Okay, so these ones are up to 10, so it's complete, and so it's this one, and this 6, that there, 4, and the 5, and the 7, and that's complete. In here we have 1, 1, and 5, so that's there. There, so that's 2, that's 2, that's 3, that's 5, so that's there as well. And this is 4, and 4, and 4. That's complete, and this is complete, and the 3 can only go there, and the 2 goes there, and that's a 1, so that's a 2, and that's a 2, and that's complete. And the 1 goes there, and that's done, and the 1 goes there, and that's complete, and that's a 5, and we're done! Oh, it's Toy! It's Mystery Toy! Oh, we ranked up! Okay. A new bonus puzzle. Okay, yeah, so... when you rank up, I don't know how you would be able to not rank up the situation. I guess if you use the hints and all that, right, you get lower score. But when you rank up, you get a bonus puzzle you can access, like from the main menu or whatever. Those are just extra little puzzles. They're really fun. I mean, I love Picross. What can I say? What's this toy doing here? It's mine. Oh, you don't know what that is, do you? Some kind of action figure. It's a figurine. Or a robot. Oh, he's focusing. Cyber focus. Yeah. Very rare. Oh, it was his. Okay. Where's the... on the floor. Okay. Just a piece of plastic, come on. Plastic. Okay. Alright. Learn to share. Okay. Audited votes. Okay. Oh, alright. So apparently we found everything that we needed to find, so we don't really have the option to investigate anymore. That's interesting, I think. Like, on the one hand it tells you don't need to look for things anymore. On the other hand, like, it doesn't give you the mystery of, like, maybe he found everything. So I don't know. I'm not sure I like that. I think it's a good option. Like both options are good. I don't really know which one I prefer. Between leaving the option accessible or not. In any case, now apparently we have everything we need to continue. So let's talk to Becky. Show evidence. Okay, I think I could have figured that out. But okay, let's go and present evidence. A distraction. Okay, I mean I guess the toy, right? 3 hours to get all that green gunk out of my hair. Excuse me, actually... Yeah, it wasn't gunk. Alright, alright. VHS. What year are we on? Okay, that seems like a distraction. There we go. Almost. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we do have everything we need. Now, when I first played this, I was wondering if doing, like, other activities would also be Picross puzzles, like unscrewing the screws on the vent. I was wondering if that was going to be a puzzle. And I don't think that's the case. I'm not really sure how you would turn that into a puzzle, but I don't know, I mean, I'd give it a try. Now, what they do turn into a puzzle is... Oh, what's gonna happen right now? Yeah, so our little friend here has just offered to draw a map of the ventilation system using his radars and whatnot. And that is an interesting use of a puzzle, I think, because I don't think that's something you'd normally associate with a Picross puzzle, right? But maybe you would. What I'm saying is, so far we've only used the puzzle for like picking up objects, and I think like using it for a map is an interesting use of a Picross puzzle. So I have to commend them for that. It's a pretty good choice. And now we have a map of the ventilation system. So now we don't really use it. Like there are no game mechanics to having this map. We just can't progress on the story. So that might have been a little bit of a missed opportunity, but I don't know. Conceptually, it's fine. It's fine. Measure my body. You can take my measurements. What measurements? Oh, what a guy. Yeah, so we just crawled through the vents. And here we are, in the crime scene. Ooh. I can currently see 432 objects. Okay. Okay, we're gonna investigate. Let's see if we can find anything of interest. Well, there's a body, right? Sure, we can find something in there. What's that? Ooh. Oh, that's where my mouse is. You can use the mouse. I don't really like using the mouse. It's fine. Okay, so that's 7. Oh, 4 ones. 6 goes up to here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. That's a 5. That's a 1. That's complete. That's a 2. And that's a 4. And that's a 3. And that's a 1. That's a 2. That's a 1. That's a 4, and that's the 2, so that's there, there, there. Okay, the 4 goes there, and if it goes there, there, that's a 2. That's a 4, that's a 3. row is done. 4, 7, 1, 1, 2. Okay. That's done, so that's 6. Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping that you could use the puzzles for more than just solving them. You could actually use them in game. Which is something that I'm planning to add to the game I make. You're actually going to use the puzzles you solve for something. I have lots of ideas for that game. Yeah, well, there is a story reason why you would. In my game, there is a story reason I was thinking about that you could actually like make a map using the Picross puzzle. And that's how you use it. But you would actually use it for something. But yeah, I think it would be fun if you could like draw the maps yourself, if you wanted to, when you go into a room. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. But it is a very interesting concept to keep in mind. People were murdered in your TV show. They're just acting. Acting? Ah, they're just pretending to be an actress. That's a really funny line. I liked it very much. Yeah, you could use the map for navigation. Well, that is the point. Well, Laura, the main character, is supposed to be a cartographer. That's where her family name comes from. Cassini. So yeah, like, I think the whole point was like the original idea was for her to make maps using Picross puzzles. And then I sort of turned it into archaeology because, it kind of makes sense. What did we find? A medical report. That's what it was. Time of death. 4:30. Internal chronometer. That's what we met. I have an alibi. Okay. I shouldn't be here, that's right. You were saying the breaker. What a guy. Flying fax mission. Security check. Oh. I don't want to get in trouble. What have you been doing? That's a good question. He's caught in the crime scene. If he had actually been the murderer, that would have been a horrible idea. You're right. The first time I played it, I actually overlooked that. I didn't realize he was a suspect as well. You didn't touch anything, did you? What about the medical examiner's report? Oh jeez, that's so very important. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I guess I just have to exhaust the whole dialogue train. Which is honestly not a very fun way to progress the story, but what can you do? To prove my innocence. You need evidence, yeah. Okay. Oh, what was that? There's a CCTV. Okay. Oh, you can prove my alibi, yeah. That is evidence. Do that. Alright. Can you get us the tape, please? I know. We're acting, we are actors. Okay. Yeah, so we found the medical report and that's all we could do. I wonder if there was anything left to find. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay, let's see. Hello, Mr. Detective Kosh. I can explain everything. Through the image. Okay, I think we're being honest. Yeah, that's important, I think. John McClane. Okay, another reference. A movie reference. By another character. It's a TV show. Solid proof. Alright. That's fair. Any leads? Okay, fair. Yeah, we are very suspicious. Oh. What's the death rate? Whatever. What's taking so long? Oh yeah, investigation. Oh, alright. This is Scout. Buck Roger. I don't know what that is. That is a reference that I didn't get. Scout. It probably stands for something, right? Okay, again, we exhausted the dialect tree. Got it, Honor. I found the security tape. Hehehe. What a pleasant surprise. Yep. Oh boy. Without the evidence. That's a dog. Can you hear it? I think you can. It's my dog. What? Oh, a puzzle. What's this to do? Okay, yeah, so what is this? Let's see. This is a button, and I don't know what it does, and it doesn't tell me what it is, so I don't really want to press it. Oh, beans! Yeah. So I don't know what this does, right? Like, I can press them, but I don't know what they do. I don't really want to press this, because I fear that I might lose on the bonus. So I think they should tell me what they do when I hover over them or whatever. And if I click on this, did settings tell me anything? No, not really. Yeah. Help. Okay, that is... Okay, this is more of a tutorial. Right? Do that. Multiply. Advanced tips. Yeah, these are like... I hadn't really looked at this before, but these are just like a tutorial on how to play Picross. Yeah, so they don't really tell me what these buttons do. Kind of stupid thing. Maybe later. She's busy outside barking at cats or something. Anyway. We are here, I think. Okay, so I can't do anything. Is it because of that? Okay, okay, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I locked it or something, but I can't click on the puzzle anymore, and I can't use the keys or anything, so I'm stuck. So that's a bit of a problem, I think. So okay, let's see, what happens if I reset the puzzle? Yeah. There's the Does it fix it? It doesn't. Okay. Wow. So I don't know what's going on. Okay. I mean, what if I press this? It says show hints for run approach, check for errors, nothing. Oh, that fixed it. Okay. If I go into here and then I go back, yeah, um, that locks the thing for some reason. I mean, I come here and then I log out and then it fixes it again. That's weird. That's very weird. I hope the devs can see this because I'm finding out a few bugs. Anyway. Let's solve this. Alright, that's a 10, that's a 10. There's another 7 here. Okay, that's 0. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's something else. When I started the puzzle, right, this line was cleared out because it's all zeros. And when I reset the puzzle, yep, that line is cleared as well. Oh, this is so fun, playing games and finding errors. I love quality assurance. Okay, now let's play this game. Yeah, okay, 7, that is complete. Let me say that's complete, that's a 1, that's a 1, that's a 1 there, that's a 1 there, that's a 2, that is an 8, that is there, done, that is a 1, a 2, 1. So we have a 1 and a 2 on a 1, that is 1 there, there, that is a 4 in there and there, and we're done. We are watching the CCTV tape, yep. And we unlocked a puzzle, that's nice. Okay. What are we doing here? Oh yeah, he was looking for kids, right? Hehehe. Oh, what a silly little guy. That's it. That's me. Blake was already dead. That is a very good question. Now I have an answer for that, which is I saw the medical report. But yeah, from her perspective, that is very incriminating. A very incriminating thing to say. Yeah, and he jumps to the conclusion that I saw the medical report, which is not a good conclusion to jump to, I think. Anyway, I think we're clear. We're no longer suspicious of the murder because we have an alibi. Police detective. Nancy Drew. That's another reference that I do get. Pain in my ears. Yep. Okay. Oh. That's crazy. Yep. Okay. That's enough, I think. Go home. Yep. You're definitely going to be leaving now, right? You're freakish. That is right. I'm pretty cool, I think. I'm giving it. Yep. What a guy. Not the little guy. Okay. I guess we unlocked it again. Okay, can we question him, I guess? What's there to investigate? Hello, what's this? Terra? That's a Sarah. What's a thing? And two that's here because that's 4. Right. That's a 2, and that's a 3, and that's right there. 4, 3, 8. That's 6, and oh, that's not right. There we go. That's 4. That's 4. That is not correct. What am I doing? I got this wrong, didn't I? I did. Okay. Now we're talking. Uh, 5. There we go. It's a coffee pot. That's fine. That's coffee. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you don't really use the coffee pot for anything later than days. So I think it's pretty fun that you can find objects that don't really have any use. I think it's pretty fun that you can find objects that you don't really use, and they're just there to solve the puzzle. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Introduction connections to my ontological database. You know, it does also like shape their relationship, so that's fun. Okay. There's more to find. Let's see. What's this? What's this? Okay, so 2 and 7. That's 10. That's 4. That's a 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. There we go. 1, 2. Yeah, so that's done. That's a 3 and a 3 there. That's 3 and 2 and 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. That's done. So that's a 2. That's done. That's done. A 4 goes here. That's 2. And that's 3. That's a 4. That's a 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's nothing. That's a 3 there. So that's there. That's a So that's a 1, so that's a 2, and that's a 3, and that's a 2. What else? What else? That line is complete as well. That's a 4. That's done. That's done. That's a 1 and a 1. A 1 and a 1 and a 1. There we go. This is an ID card. Okay. Belongs to Tully. Tully. Read more studious ID. I don't recognize the design at all. Okay. Someone more familiar with cards. Sure, we can ask him. Hello, this is Scout. Who do you think the murderer is? Yeah, we don't really know. We have ideas, I guess. Becky, Tully, and John. Can we discard ourselves? Barely, yep. Okay. I feel like we're discarding people too easily just because we think they might not be able to. I don't think that's a good idea. What about Becky? Okay, what about Becky? Does she ever kill Blake? She's... yeah, maybe... 100,000 for marketing. For herself. John. Could he be? I don't know. I don't know. Seems so great if get off mystery perhaps. Oh, here. That is true. He did show up today on the base. Colleen? Darren named for such a gorgeous guy. Summit 7. Oh. Brian. Those eyes. Jeffrey Dahmer. Come on. Dana Dahmer? I don't know. Push. That's a shame. This against police. Okay. Yeah, I don't... 10% evidence for the keys, that's... what if I press M? Okay. Yeah, let's see. What do you have to say about the card? Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess he just... I don't know if he gives us any useful information, but he can go somewhere else, so we might as well go to the office. Because we do have to ask him about the IP card. Oh, there's nothing else here to find. Okay. Going, is it unguarded? Yep. This weekend. Haha, yeah, he doesn't know it. Oh jeez. Oh, that's fair. Okay, let's do I need to actually suppose people? That's well, right? The wrong day. Yeah, I guess. That is a possibility, right? Yeah, about Tully. Okay. Yeah, but he did have an ID card up there. No, different one. Yeah, well, you win. You win some video, so. Okay, let's just show them. Let's show him the ID. What do you have to say about this? Nice card. Good read of the laminate. My man knows about the cards. Readmer Studios doesn't look right. Is it a fake? Yes, it is an old design. 6 years ago, Tully has a studio ID for that long. Apparently, under Blake's desk. Okay. Why don't we put down this story? Right. Alright, let's go. So that's a 7. Yep, so, 7, alright. That's a 4, and that's a 1, and that's a 4, and that's a 1, and that's a those are all 1s, so those are empty, that's there, and that's there, and all of these are filled. So are these. That's a 7 already. Okay, that's what we can do there. This is a 5, so that's a 2. Oh, this is a 1 and a 5 and a 1. 2, that's a 2, and those are all 1s, and then I have 2 and a 2. Okay, that's a 2, but it's 1, that's a 3, I think. I'm pretty sure that it goes like this. Yep. 2, and that's a 2 again, and that's another 2, and nope. That's wrong. There we go. That's a 2, and this is a 5. It has to be like this, right? Let me see. Yep. Okay. What is this? Hair dye. Alright. Ooh, we're on top. That's fine. Small bottle. Oh, it's not coffee. Alright, okay. Didn't answer. Okay, so yeah, so Casey could tell us more about hair dye. He would be the expert, right? Oh, that's all we have to find, I think. Okay, who are you and what are you doing here? Okay. I was just, yeah. Okay. Oh, we can investigate. Yeah, let's investigate. That seems much more fun than talking to this guy. Let's see if we can find anything. Okay, let's just... There's gotta be something to find, right? Oh. Okay. Okay, let's just see. That's a 1, and a 1, and a 1, 2, 3, 5. 6, and that's I believe. No, that's not 5. Oh yeah, actually, yeah. There we go. And... Okay. That is 4, and that is a 5, and that is a 7, so that goes like that, and that is a 6, so that's nothing, and that can't be anything, so it's a 5. This is a 6, so that's a 2, and that is a 4, could be something. That is nothing. That's not, it's 3, that's a 2, that is a 1, so that's a 2, and that's a 4, 6. That is nothing, and the 4 is there, so that's the 1, and that's the 3, and what else? Well, that's 5 already, so that can't be anything. That's a 6, so that has to be like that. So that's a 5, so that's a 6, and the 6 is 7. There's nothing here, there's nothing here, and this is a 5, so that's nothing, and that's a 2, and that is a 7, and that is a 1, that's nothing, and that's a 4, that is nothing, that's a 6, so that is nothing, that's a 7, that's nothing, that's a 7, that's nothing, that's a 1, 1, 1, 1, no. Oh, it was, okay. That is a point receiver, okay. Oh? Okay. What's this? It's a box! That's a 10, and that is a 3, and 2, and 1, 3, and 2, and 1, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. That is a 2, and that's a 2, and that's a 2, and that's a 2, so that's like that, and a 2, and 2. Okay. That is a 4, so that could be a 6, and that is a 2, so that's nothing, that's nothing. That is a 4, and that's a 6, so that's like that, and that is a 2 and a 2, so that's like that, that is a 3, so that's like that, and that is a 2, and there's nothing, and that's a 3, and it can't be below, so it has to be here, and that's a 2, and that's a 3. Okay, what else? That's a 1, so that's full 6. So there it goes. That is 2 because of the 3 placed there. That is nothing. That is 1. That is 6. So that's that. That is a 4. So it goes down right here. That's that. That is that. That is that. And that. And that. Throw over this. Yep. There we go. It's a tape recorder? It is a tape recorder. Okay. What did we find? What's a tape recorder do? Magnetic storage. VHS. Betamax. It's an audio cassette recorder. SM66. Of course, Super Mario 66. Okay, okay. Just play the tape. Okay. Then play dumb with me. We know what you really want me to fire her, I guess. You were talking about that, right? Isn't there anything else to do? Lock sticking, Blake. Just don't whatever. Okay, finish it up and sit right now. I'll go ask her, I guess. I don't know. It was being threatened, yes it was. Okay, it's on a total shields. How am I supposed to explain this to the network? It's not my problem. Just get just give me the rest of the photos and get out. Okay. Not so fast. We're gonna hold into these just in case, I guess. What wasn't the deal? Oh, okay, yeah. This is I don't know, madness. Well, Blake, it's supposed to be over. I'm gonna do what I should have done from the start. Goes to the phone, okay. I'm not gonna warn you again. Get your hands off me. And then he gets struck. Okay. It's interesting to me that he's sitting down on her desk. When I would assume he would have approached from the front of the onto the desk, and he would be standing on the side that's nearest to the door, that he would pick up the phone. Unless, okay. No, that's... No, okay, I mean, maybe he was already sitting down, right? Maybe I might be thinking he was standing, because that's how he was shown in the... But yeah, he must have been sitting down, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. It is only an audio recording, so yeah, that makes sense. Okay. They were blackmailing him. Yeah, they were. There's still more to find. Okay. Sure, let's scan the room. Oh, what's this? Oh yeah, we have found something beneath the desk, hadn't we? That's a 10, and that's a 7, and that's a 2, that's a 2. Oh, what am I doing? That's a 1, so that's the 3. So that's there, that's a 1, okay. That is complete. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and a bunch of 7. No, that is not a 7. This is a 7, okay. You can't be anything else. This is a 2, and a 2, and a 1, 1, 1. Go. This is 6, 1, 1, 4, 2, so 3, so that's 1. This is a 1 to 1, so it's like this, and that is done. That's that, ones. What else? So one of the ones has to be here, so that's nothing. And one on the one. I guess the train goes in here. It's a letter. Like some mail. Oh, like blackmail. I get it. Okay. And we wrapped up. That's good. Look at all these letters. Oh, it's not the blackmail. Okay. The whoever whatever success. Anyway, you trip and fall, your pencil puts all over the floor and die in agony. That's not very nice. cheated, murder, mystery, and corrupted. Okay. It's Hayden. Yes, it is. Fortune envelope with the same handwriting. Okay. Showmaster 66. Yeah, let me take. Okay. The real identity, yeah. Okay. They're gorgeous. Okay, I don't know. Pretty cool, eh? Pretty cool. What are you doing here? Oh yeah, I am looking for my car keys. That is right. It is a crime scene, you know that, right? You come here for a reason? Okay, that is not good at all. Something between us. Yeah, how about a restraining order? Okay. Literally right there. Oh, come on. What do you do around here? Yeah. So, keep my tools with me and wherever I start. Okay. Okay, another reference. By a third different character. Okay. What did you do? Don't listen to pockets. Good. Umi. I guess. Okay, let's see. What do you think about John? Not large. Weapon. Okay. There has to be a weapon, of course. Okay. Detective Cross. Do you think he could be the killer? That's the one. You're preferred. Okay, let's show him the evidence. Are you Showmaster 66? Okay. Name? Okay, fair. What do you have to say about this stupid order? What were you ordering? Yeah, I don't think that's... something about the phone? Yeah, no, that makes sense. Something about hair dye. Do you... And this is yours? For a few weeks. Okay. That's weird. Yeah. I have that. Anything else? I mean, maybe... Coffee, you want coffee? Would you like coffee? Yeah, I don't. Okay. I think we're done here. What do we do now? Oh yeah, we're gonna talk to Casey about the hair dye going to be... Oh, I just came back here. Didn't go... Hello. What can you tell me about this hair dye? the hair that we use should belong to the killer. Becky? Again? That's God. Yeah, okay, let's go. Wait. Does anything weird happen if we go from here to the set? It should, right? No, I don't think it did. Okay, okay. How strange. Oh, yeah, it is a TV set. Okay. This is John. Is it the fun boy? Yes, it is. Okay. Hi, Anna. No. I haven't seen her. Yeah, let's talk to you about it. I can't believe it. I'm ready to upset. What are you doing? Yeah, that is a good question. So you're a big fan of the show, eh? Yeah, okay. It cast for show. Not like, that makes sense. We do have to keep going. A tribute. Doesn't matter about it, dude. But yeah, we were fired, that is true. Yeah. Okay, about Becky. She's so cool. No, I don't change it. No reason. Okay. What do you think about Toy? What do you think about such jerk? Right, yeah. Oh, you're a nice guy. You know what? Yeah, so what do you have? What can you tell me about? Yeah, hate mail. What can you tell me about ship mail? The music stopped. Okay. And who's on the so-called version anyway? Showmaster 66. That's a pretty cool handle. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think it's pretty clear, right? What's going on? Yeah, okay. She don't have water. You don't have to how much of a water? Yeah. I don't think that's true. You must know something. Yeah, that does make sense. I think I already know who Showmaster 66 released. Shakus! It's you. Yeah, okay. You can Blake, I think that's a jump in assumptions. You're jumping to conclusion there. What the hell do you think? Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. Right? We know he sent the mail, but nothing more. Yeah, it doesn't make sense with him, right? Because he put the tape recorder there. He wouldn't record evidence of him being there and him killing him. I genuinely don't think it's him. Okay, the action figure and hair dye perspective. That doesn't make any sense. The action figure was brought by John, and the hair dye isn't used by anyone from here. John, I think the tape recorder proves it wasn't him. Because why would he put it there if he was gonna kill him later? I generally think it was Tilly, right? The hair dye doesn't really do anything. But the ID card is very suspicious. I generally think it's Tilly. Okay. I know. Okay, so they're not gonna take that. Okay. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that it wants me to say that it is John, but I generally don't think it's John. So I don't know what to do. Let's go with Becky then, everyone. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like it because it's very clear to me that it wasn't John. It could have been Tilly. So, let's just go with John, right? That's where the story's going, but I don't like this. Season of Murder Mystery. I think that's a very valid excuse. Okay, death threats is an actual serious crime, so that's okay. And trespassing is also... Okay, all of these are actual real crime. But not murder. A backpack. Move now. What about me? Okay. Yeah, okay. Then I have the rights. It's embarrassing. Oh no, it's his poetry. Dude, open the back, detective. Okay. But the bond? Okay, I guess that does make sense. Reasonable. Something like that. Underwater, but damn it. Okay. Zip search scan. Nice. Clever use. Purple swiping. Very clever indeed. Okay. Do the scan. Yay, puzzle. Alright. Ooh, that is a big puzzle. Okay, let's go. 15's not the whole thing, and then 15 again, and 10 across. That is 13, let's start. 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 3, and 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, like that. These two is complete, and that is complete as well, and so just like that, and that is a 6, and that is done, and that is a 2 goes there. 2, a 2, and a 2, and this is a 13, it goes like that, and that is a 4, and that is a 5, that's a 3, yeah, that's a 2, 2, 4, 2, 4, 4, 3. this has to be the one. This is a 7, so it's just like 5, 6, 7. Like 2 and maybe 1. What is this? What is this? Stats of... Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I can see that. Okay, good news. That's not a ball. It was poetry, yay! Later on the story, okay. Becky Cole. Oh, I get that. I get it. I just realized. Trophy. That's not right. Being framed. Starshine Award. Stolen it. I mean, of these 3 options, I guess the first one is the most likely, but I don't know. It's just stolen from those office. It's got blood. So it's the murder weapon. Well. Yay, you're right. I don't know about that. Hello, what a day. Yeah, what a day. Shot a day. She's not over yet. But the bad guy, yeah, I don't know about that. Like soldier, but it's true. All of me, I don't know about that. Oh yeah, we have found the keys, hehehe. Okay, yeah, there's nothing for us to do here, so let's go. Let's go somewhere else. Sure, let's see what's going on in that blood. Okay, there is nothing to do here. It wouldn't be in the office, I don't guess. I don't think. It would be in the set. Yes, please. What are you doing here? I don't know. He's the murderer. I don't know. So unfair. Because, yeah, you can tell the party. What's the point? Oh, right. Paparazzi. Yeah, okay. Okay, that was called for. That is my dream. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, okay, that doesn't seem that helpful. Yep, okay. Do you have any evidence to show? I don't think we do. I mean, we show her the award, I guess. 1993, okay. Best new show. Did we ever get any info on how long the show has been running? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Alright. Yeah, we don't really have any info on how Oh, yeah. Is there anything to show her? I don't think so. Yeah, let's just to the keys. They would be on the floor, wouldn't they? Okay. 5 and 1 and 2. That's 4, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. 3, and yes, and that's 4, and that is 4. Okay. Right, this is 2 and 1, 4, this is 2, so the figures there. That's a 1. It has to be the 3. This has to be the 1, okay. What goes there? Goes there, okay. This has to go there, and this is there. Oh, the 5, of course. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 5. This goes there, this, that goes there, that goes there. These are complete. This is a 2, and that's a 2, okay. That's there, so that's not, yeah, that's it, yeah, that's nothing, that's a 2, that is done, and that's a 2, and that is done. 2 goes there, 2 goes there, and we're done. And it is a key, okay. It's a card. Cool. Okay, which one of arcade? I was missing something. Right? Who did? Who's that? Who's that? Ooh. Yeah, I don't. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really watch movies either. Okay. Is there any point for her to be here? In the sense that, is there anything for me to show her? I don't think there is. You can try now. Okay. You know what this? Yeah, do you know, what can you tell me about this? Okay. Can you tell me about this? What can you tell me about this? Okay, yeah, I don't think there's anything. Yeah, let's go back. Let's go to the parking lot. We have keys. Okay, there's something else to find, isn't there? Let's go to the office, I guess. What is it there? Oh, there is something to find. Okay. What could it be? Where could it be now? Oh, hello. Okay, let's see. Like 8, 5, 5, 5, 4, 7. That's 4, but that's a 3, so that is a 3, so that's part of the 6, that is a 4 complete. So that's 4, 4, there we go. That is 7, 8, 6, down, 2, 1, that is a 1, so the 3 goes there, and that is a 2. Okay, let's see, 2, there we go, 3. Okay, oh, there we go, it's a 3. And okay, so that's 3 and 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3, 4. So 2. There we go. That is there. So that's the 3. That's a 2. That's a 2. That's a. It's nothing. That's 4. That is a 4. That is a 1. There we go. That's a 2. That is a 2. Sorry. It's a 4. Okay. 3, 2. That's complete. So the 2 has to go here. That's a 3. So that has to go there, and the 2 has to go here. And that's nothing. And that's a 3. That's a 1. What is this? What's this? Autographs. At least there's a little bit of things here for blackmail, wouldn't it? Oh, okay. We're rank A. Yay. It's a Polaroid. Yeah, there is the evidence, huh? Yeah, that's what they were using to blackmail him. They're not flush. Okay, they're not rustling. Yep. I'll explain later. Okay. That's not his wife. Yeah, okay. This goes properly. Yep. Nice. It doesn't. Wow, who would have thought John wasn't actually the only person involved in the whole thing? Could be innocent. Of course he could be innocent. Yep. Ah, that's what I said. Still out there. Yeah, okay. Okay, there's nothing left behind. So should we go to the parking lot, I guess? There we go. What was your fault anyway? Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. You're flaking on me. Don't worry about it. So yes. Yeah, yeah. Okay. It's an arse. It's an arse. That's sublime. LAPD Precinct 13. Yep. Voting? That's what we talked about. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we don't have to do that. Let's keep his decency, his integrity, right? His dignity, that's it, right? Okay, let's go up. Cinema? There it is, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, here we go. 2 years. Okay. Yeah, fantastic. Okay. Yep. I'm telling you, I wasn't there. You think you're tough, Ripper? Yeah. I'm gonna crack him. Yeah, we're found out. Okay, are you rooting for it? It's important. Oh. Or it's just mail late again. Okay. Behind the desk, you shouldn't see this. Okay, behind the desk. Oh, the boxes, okay. Is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else in this room. There could be. I don't think there is. There could be. Interviewer. Ooh, a fire extinguisher. Perfect. An American flag. Yeah, let's go for the offense. Yeah, let's go for the evidence. Okay. Ooh, that's a big box. Okay, no, that is not. 15. Okay. 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 11. Okay. And so we have 2, 1, and 2. Up. Oh, actually. 4, 3, 4, 5, 7, 2, 2, 2, yeah. Okay. I messed up somewhere here. Oh, probably here. Okay, 2. There we go. Yep, it's a 1, and that is a 6. That's a 3, so that's a 1, that's a 6. 2, 1. A 4, 2. Okay, 4 again. 4, 1. 2 and 1. Okay. These are also 1s. What these are similar as well. That's 4, that is a 2, 1, 1. Okay, that is a something. Let's go and see here. 5, 6. 6, yes. 11. Okay. 1. 4, 5, 2, 2, 2. Okay. 5. Oh, this is supposed to be 6. It has to be like that. 7. That's 3, that is 5, that is 4, that is 5, that is 6, that is 1. Not 6. Good like that. That is complete. That is 1 and 2. What do we have here? 3. A 1 and a 4 and a 1. Just like that. A 1 and a 2. That is a 2. So that goes like that. That is complete. A 1. That. These are all 1s. These are all 1s as well. That is a 6. That is a 2. 11. Oh, okay. There you go. 1, 2, and 1. That is a 1 and 2. That is a 1 and a 1 here. And a 2 here. There we go. It's a fingerprint. It's a fingerprint. On where? Ooh, and his rank. Okay. What did you find? I will share the credit to define the fingerprints. Match for those prints. Do we find a match? Could we lift fingerprints from something else? I mean, I think they're totally, so could we lift fingerprints from the ID card? If it's his. From the screwdriver, if it's his. Oh, we're gonna hack into the database. Okay, that's a solution, I guess. That's odd. I do have a communications port. What's going on? Okay. Hello? Check. Damn it. Hello. Who are you, Tom? Is it a flashback? Yes, it is. What a weird little sequence. I got it lost. In English. Grab it. Did you know where we were? Average. Interesting. Jeez, makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. Yay! Communications code. Oh yeah, you were hacking onto the server, weren't you? Oh. Ooh. Oh. You only use bags or hits. Time penalty. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. We have a minute and 23 to solve 3 puzzles. I think we can do that. Without using that crossing them out. We can do that, I think. Let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2. go. 3 and 1, that is 5, 4, 3, 1, 3, and 1. Looks like. Basically, sure, yes. Oh, I don't know about that. One, like that, and like that. I almost made a mistake. Oh, that was it. Okay. Okay. A match for the fingerprint. What did you find? Frank Pritchell item, that is. Short distortion. It is telling. Okay. I don't know. Okay, yep. This guy's the other side. All the police run around the first hand words. I think he hit it on John's bag. I guess. Right? When would he have done that? Detective, we've made a mistake. Yes, he's innocent. We've made a mistake. Yeah, I know. You did also just believe me. It's important. Look, it's a fingerprint. Fingerprint? Yep. It would be fun. The hacking minigame was pretty fun. It was kind of short, which it makes sense because it does have a time limit. I think it would have been more fun. Actually, I don't know. From the way it's presented, I don't think matching fingerprints is going to be a recurring thing. Because it wasn't like a minigame having to match the fingerprints. You just found a fingerprint like you find anything else. The story said, oh, you matched it with somebody else's. It might have been fun if you had to like solve the fingerprint and then find it in a database or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, in any case. Where are you going? Don't move. Hello. How are you? I'm doing okay. Welcome. Yeah, what brings you here? Alright. Yeah, so you kind of find me at a bad time because we just finished the first case. Yeah, so let me tell you. The game is a bit of is one of like these murder mystery games. Now that's what like the plot is about. But in order to solve the mysteries of the game, you solve Picross puzzles. I don't know if you know what Picross puzzles are. But it's basically a murder mystery game. At this point, like, we just finished the first case. Sorry you missed it. But we had somebody die, and then we had to solve the whole thing. First we had to prove our innocence, and then we had to find out who it was. And then we accused someone, and it turned out it wasn't him. So we found new evidence to find out who it actually was, and the person who it actually ended up being is the person who's dead on screen right now. So that's a twist. No, don't worry. So do you know what Picross puzzles are? Because you didn't really explain what they were, did I? Little me? I'm from South America. And there we go. That first case closed. Yeah, so that's as far as I've gotten. I played this yesterday. I wanted to make a recording of me playing the game again because I'm San Diego. Oh, that's fun. What time is it there? It's close to midnight where I'm from. So I'm actually gonna be ending the stream in a little while. But you're free to hang out here until then. Yeah, so I played this game yesterday. I found about it yesterday, and I played the first case, and I found it pretty fun. And the thing is, I'm making a game that is sort of similar to this. Oh, thank you so much. I'm intending to stream more in the following days. 6:47. Yeah, it's quite the time difference. Yeah, I'm planning on streaming more the following days because I am making a game myself that is similar to this in the sense that it's also like a bunch of mysteries that you're going to solve with puzzles. So I'm playing this sort of research, right? Like how did other people make a game that was sort of following the same themes. And so far it's been fun. And yeah, I'm probably going to be streaming tomorrow on the following days. Probably one case per day, or depending on how long they are. Because this one wasn't that long. Like, I played the whole thing in these 2 hours, so maybe we can... Cool, yeah, I'm gonna be here. Yeah, I've been at it. I've been at this for like 2 hours, so I started streaming like about 2 hours ago. Yeah, so it would have been like about 5 for you, or a bit earlier than that. Yeah, so if you have some time, you like, come on in. You're more than welcome. Yeah. So do you know about these puzzles? Because I can show you what they are if you don't know. Well, yeah, I do work, so I don't have a lot of time to do streams. But like the game I'm making is a personal project that I've been working for a while. I'm sort of doing this, like I said, I'm sort of doing this as research. So, um, you know, I'm sort of working on that. But yeah, I don't really have a lot of time during the day, so I'm not gonna be streaming for too long, too often. Or are you asking if I also stream me making the game? Because I don't really do that. I could do it. I think I could do it. That would be fun. But no, I haven't done that either. Oh, sure. Yeah, I would love to see your portfolio. I don't I don't really have like I'm not really looking to buy anything from anyone or like to commission anything from anyone. So I should tell you right now, like I don't think that's gonna happen. But I mean I'd be happy to look at your portfolio. Discord. Yeah, sure. It's my same username, so you can just add me there. There you go. I think I got you. I think the game has 4 cases. Uh, Alright. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be that long of a game. Alright. Because the first one was kind of short. It does make sense that they will become longer and longer as time goes on, right? But yeah, so far it's been pretty fun. Yeah, I hope I'll get to play tomorrow and 2 days after. Oh, I didn't save the game. I don't think I can do that yet. Yeah, I don't. Also, I can't really leave this menu. Yeah. I mean, I can with the keys. Hmm. So yeah, we did. So we did finish the first case, and we got an F rank. And it seems like on this section of the menu, in Scout's Memories, you unlock puzzles depending on how well you did on the case. So we're gonna play them. Gonna play those. Gonna try to solve them. And I think that's gonna be it for today, because it is getting a bit late. So yeah, let's do this. I just stopped because what can I say? That's a 4 and that's a 3. That's a 1. That's a 1 that's complete. That's a 1. That's a 2. That's done. That's a 2 and a 1. That's 3. And that's complete, so that has to be a 3. And done. Tis a cup of coffee, yep. That's fine. I'm pretty sure these are all things that we found during the case, so that's fine, that's nice. Little trip down memory lane. What's this? Okay, 3, 1. 1, 1, 1. 1, 1. That 3 is done. Those are done. Those can only go there. Those are done. There we go. Is a car tire. Cool. Oh. Okay, like, there is no way for me to leave this menu. Okay, sorry, I did reply to you on Discord. I thought that would be enough. Okay, so yeah, I don't really have a way to close this menu from here, I don't think, which is a bit of an oversight, I think. Unless I can do it from here. No, because I don't, yeah, that's weird. Can I change the title? Oh, I guess I can change the title. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. Oh, this is a bigger one. Okay. 8. Okay, 1, 1, 1, that is 2, 2, and 2. Okay, that is 4. That is just a 1, so that's done. That is 8 over here. That's a 3, and that's an 8, so that's done. That is a 2. Up, 1, 1, 1, 1. That is a 2. It's a 2, after 1, after 1. And, okay, now what? 1 and a 6. That's the whole row, I think. Yes. Ones. Ones, and that's a 3, so that's done. 4 doesn't fit. That's the 1, that's complete. That's a 4, that's 1, 1. Oops. A 1 and a 4. There we go. 1, 2, 2. There we go. That's complete. That's a 1, and that's nothing. And that's a 1, and that's nothing. And that's a 1 and 2. That's a 4. There we go. This is a police badge. Okay. Yeah, one thing I don't like in this particular situation, when I finish a puzzle, the cursor goes to the first puzzle in the list. So if I just finish this, I'd expect to press right and go to this one, but instead I go to this one because the cursor was here. So another little quality of a little quality of life thing that I hoped would be there, but it's fine. It's fine. Interesting shape for a puzzle. Let's see. 13, 9. 4 has to can only be here, that's a 3, and that's another 3, that's a 9, that's a 1, and that's a 7, that's that is a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 5, and a 6. I can go further than that, so it stops there, that's a 4, that is a 2, and the 1 of the 2, so that row is complete, that is a 3, that column is complete, these columns are also complete, so the 4 don't fit in there, the 5 doesn't there, that's a 2, and that's a 5, and this 9 is 8 and 9, that's 1 and 2, and that's 2, 2, there we go, that is complete, that is a 4, and that is also nothing, 2 has to go here, so we'll make it 5, 2, and the 1, and the 13, and the 2. 3, 2 is 1 over 4. That's that column is complete, and this column is complete. So this is 1 over 2, and this is 1 over 5. This is 4, 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 4, and 5. Okay. What is this? First aid kit. I don't think we saw that anywhere during the case. Okay. Yeah, so the cursor just got to the first puzzle for some reason. That's alright, I think. Fine. Okay. We are... Okay, so we have a 10 in here, and we have another 10 in here. We have 11 here. It goes all the way over there, up to here, and that's 13. There we go. That is a 6, that goes up to there, at most, and that is a 10, and also a 4, so that's the whole thing. Oh, actually, I don't know about that. That is a 10, and a 3, and a 2, and a 3 again. 1, 11, 1, I believe that's the whole row. Yes, it is. Okay. 6. The 8 and 1 is also the whole column. That's a 3 and a 3, 1. 3 and a 4, I believe, is also the whole column. Yep. For 8 and 1. And that is part of the 4, and that is part of the 2. That is part of the 7. That is 1. That is 2 and 1. And 4, that's a 3, and that's a 2, and that's part of the 4, so that's 1, 7 is good. That's an 11, that's a 2, that is a also there, that's a 4, that's an 11, that is 5 and 3, that's 8, 9, 10, 11. 4, 4, that's part of 4, that's 4 as well. 6 is complete. This has to be the 3. This is nothing, and this is nothing, so this has to be the 1, and this is nothing. So 7 is complete, that has to be a 1, and that's a 2, and the 1 goes there. And we're missing a 7 on here. There we go. That's a donut. Okay, let's do the following one. Oh, that's a bigger one. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so we have 8 in here, 8 in here, and 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 4. So that's the 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, there we go, that's 3, and the 6, that is too far, okay. That has to be a 3 and a 4, and that's a 2, so that 3 is part of the 5, so that goes there, that's part of the 4, that's part of the 4, that's part of the 6, that's a 3 and another 3, those are complete, that's a 1, that's a 2. That's complete, that's a 5, going there, that's a 2 and a 1. That's a 1. That is, I don't know, that is a 1. That's a 7, that's complete. That is at least a 2. So that's a 2 there. That is a 3. But the 8 is complete. That's the 2. That's nothing. That's the 1. No, it isn't. I mean, it might be. Those are, sure. Okay, the 2 can be there, so that's the 5. That's a 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's go to the 5. 1, 1, okay, this column is complete. That's there, that's a 1 missing, so that's that, 2 more 1s, there we go. The 2 has to go there, and that's part of the 2, so it has to go like that. That is a 1, that is complete, and that's a 1, that's a 1, that's a 2 and a 2. Okay. That is a chocolate bar. Or a candy bar, I guess. Okay. What's this? What's this? Okay, let's see. 6, 6, 1, 1. We started the 4. That is a 2 and a 1 and then the 3, so it has to go like this. So that's not like 6, so it has to go like that. And like 4, so it has to go like that. This can't be part of the 4. There we go. That's part of the 4, so that's a 3 and a 1 and 2, that is okay, and then that has to be the 2. But the 6 can't go there, so this is 4, 5, 6. Oops, that's too far. It's a 1, that is a 1, that is a 2. Okay. This could be the 1 or the 5. Yeah. 1, 1, 2, and 1. So it has to be the 2. There's no room for the other one. That's 4, that is a 6, that's fine. Okay, I don't think we can do anything else from here. What else we can do? That's a 1, that's a 2 and a 1 and a 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. 2, let's see, 6. I can do anything with that, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. This is part of the 4, so this can go up to there. 3, 1, the 2 can't go there, so this has to be number 3. So 1, the 2 can go there, there's a 3, a 3, 1, 3s, okay, the 1, 3, okay, oh that is a 2, but the 1 can go there. What else? The 3 has to go there, plus the 2 on the 1, there. There's 33, that's okay, that's nothing. So the 4 has to go there, plus the 2, the 1, 2, 3, so that's one of the ones, that's another one of the ones. That, what else? Start, 2, 3, okay, that can go there. Okay. 1, 1. Okay, so that's a sweet. So that has to be like that. There we go. So that's a 2, that's a 3. There we go. That is nothing, that's a 6. So that's a 6, that's a 2, that's a 1. So that's part of 5. The 1 goes here. The 1, 1, 1. That's a 2. That is part of 4. So that's a 2. So that's part of the 2. So that's 4. It's part of the 4, so it can't go there. That is part of the 1, so one of the ones has to go here. There are 2 1 missing, 1, so we have to be here. That's part of the 3, so that's there, that's part of the 4. That is a 3, so that has to go there. That's a 4, that is also a 4, so just like that. That is a 3, 3, 3, 1, that's a 3. And I believe it done. What is this? It's a pencil. There's pencils, I think. The pen port, okay. Cool. Okay, let's do the next one. Okay, let's start. 13. 10. 3 and 3 and 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 5, and 4. Okay, that is a 6, that is a 2 and a 1, that is a 2 and nothing, so the 13 goes up to here, that is a 10. That is a 9. That is a 3, that is a 5, that is a 7, that is a 10. There's a full 15 that I guess. This is a full 14. That's not the 6. 7, that's a 3, and a 5, 6, 7. That's 7, a 6 over there. This is a 9, so that's that. That's a 2, that is a 4. 3, and the 2, and then there's a 2, and then, oops, 5, 2, 2, 4, 2, 5, that is complete, that is a 5 as well, that is a 7, that is a 9, that is a 4 and a 5, and, what are we missing? Could it be here? Oh, here. Here, and then, this, there we go. It is? I don't know. It's a fax machine. Okay. Okay, what are we doing now? Okay, so we have 11, 10, 8, and 6. Oh, that's a whole row. Okay. What else? All the caribbean, so the 8 has to be here, right? So, this has to be part of the 6. This one has to be part of the 7, so it has to be part of the 5, so this has to be part of the 7. This has to be 8. So that's a 5, that's a 3, that's a 2 and a 1. That has to be a 3, so that's a whole row. That's a 2 and a 3. That's a 3, that's a 9, that goes all the way there. That's a 6, and a 3, and another 3. This is a 5, and that's a whole column. That's named the whole column, and so there, that's a 4, that's a 3, and a 4, and a 4. That's nothing. That's a 7, and that's a 4. But complete, and that is part of the 11, that is so far 10, 11. This is part of the 3, and this is part of the 7. This has to be part of the 5. This has to be part of the 4. The 6 goes up to there, the 7 goes up to there, and has to be the whole thing. There we go. That could be... Yeah, okay, this has to be part of the 6 and the 6. That on the top can't be part of the 10, so it has to go that way. So the 5 has to go like this, 1, 2, 2. So the 1 goes there, so that's part of the 7. So that's complete. That is 2, and that is a 4, 2, and that is a 6, and that is 2, and 2 more. And there we go. It's a lighter. It's fun. What next? Okay. 11. That's another 11, and that's another 11, and that is a 1 and 11. So that's 2 on that side. 4 and 9, 4 and 4, 4 and 5 and a 10. That's a stick. That's a full 15. Okay. 1 and a 1. That's 8. That's a 3. So that's a 1. Those are all 1s. That's 2. That can be anything. That's a 3. That's a 3. So it has to be like that. It's 6 or 5. It has to be like that. That's a 5. 1, 6, 1, 1. Yeah. That is complete. So there we go. That's something. That's a 2. That has to be 1. So this is a 4, 8. This is a 3 and a 3, and a 7. It's a 2. That's one of the 2s. That is one of the 2s. Not 2. 1 and 3. So it has to be like that. That's just a 2 that can go there. One of the 2s. That is one of the 2s as well. Be complete. That is a 2. What else? What else? Oh, this has to be the 1. So this has to be the 11s. Oh, there are 1. Oh, come on. There we go. 8. 4. 2. That's complete. We say 4 and nothing at the 3. Okay. Okay. That's a 2. It has to be a 2, so that's a 2. That's a 1. That's a 6. So that couldn't be any case. That's not a 2. That can't be anything. That can't be anything. Okay. That could be anything. Okay, so that 2 has to go there. Okay, because that can be that's a 2, that's a 3, that's a 6, that's not. So this is continues here, that's a 2, that is a 3, so that's up here, that's a 2. That is a 4, that is a 2, that's a 3, so it goes like that, that stops there, that's a 2, that's a 2, okay, that's a 2 as well, can't be there, 1, 2, 2, 3, there we go! What's this? A director's chair? Yes, it is. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, okay. One column is already done. That's a 3, and that's a 5, that's 1, 1, 1. This has to be the 5. That has to be the 4, that has to be 7, that has to be a 4. Oops, that has to be, that has to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go. 1, 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 2, 3. That 4 is complete, so that gives me 57, which is 1, 6, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 7, 4. Same numbers, aren't I? 4. There we go, 3. This is 2. This 6 is almost complete. That 3 and 4 are complete, that 3 is complete, that 4 is complete, this 10. It's up to there, that's 2, 1, 1, 1. 3, okay. That is complete, that is complete. Okay. 7. That's 7. That's a 3 and that's a 4. That's a 2. That's a 2. What else? What else? What else? There's a 5 somewhere in here. That has to be a 2. And actually it has to be the first 2, the topmost 2. This has to be a 2 and this has to be a 3. This has to be the 5 then. It's gotta be part of the 3, so it comes 4, that's 5, that completes this, that's 4, that's this, 7 extends up to here, 5 goes there, that's the 2, the 3 can't be here, couldn't be 4 either. That can be the 4th, it goes here, so that's the 2, so that's the first thing. There's nothing else here, or here. 7 can be completed, which completes this 9, which completes this 7, which completes this 3, and there's this 4, and that 3 as well, and this 3 can continue, and we have 1 more. That's 6, that's complete. This row is complete. Okay, let us see, let us see. Okay, so these are nothing either. Okay, so that's a 2 and that's a 3 because the 7 has to go here, which completes this 4, which completes this 3, which completes this 2, which means this has to be a 1. Which makes it, and also this and all of this and all of this and all of this. Where am I missing? Is it here? There we go. Oh, hello, welcome back. You missed the ending of the case. It was a short case, to be fair. Well, the thing is we found evidence. Okay, let me tell you. So we went investigating into the office where the corpse was, right? And we found a bunch of things. And one of the things we found was a bunch of hate mail, a cassette recorder that was hidden in some boxes. And like we could figure out that that the cassette tape was planted there by somebody, and the person who wrote the hate mail was the same person because of some handwriting. Because of the signature was signed by like Showmaster66, and then the tape recorder had a label that said it belonged to SM66. So we said, okay, they're from the same person. And then we went asking around, and we figured out that the John, the fanboy, he was Showmaster66. So we were like, okay, he planted the recorder, he sent the hate mail, therefore he must be the killer. So we talked to the detective and said, hey, this is the evidence we have. Clearly means this is the killer. And he was like, okay, so not only, regardless of whether he did the murder, he also did trespass, he also did plant the recorder, he sent death threats, so regardless, he's a criminal, he's going to the station. So he took him away, the detective took him away, and we were like, okay, we solved the case, we can go now. We still hadn't found our key, so we were looking around for that. And what did we find? Oh yeah, we went to the office again. Right, because in the story, like we had just been fired, so this was gonna be like our last time in this studio. So we went to the office one last time. We looked around and we found some photos, some very incriminating photos, because it turns out the person who killed the victim was actually blackmailing him into firing us. So we would fire, and he was blackmailing into doing that. And yeah, so we ended up finding the photos that they were blackmailing him. We found the dude who was blackmailing him. And then the photo had a signature or had a message, and it turns out a friendly little robot ran a scan, and it turns out the person who took the pictures wasn't the same person who sent the mail. Right? So we were like, oh no, we just incriminated the wrong person. He just sent the mail, and he just like put the recorder in there, but he didn't kill him. He wasn't blackmailing him. And like from the recorder, we know that the person who killed him was the one who was blackmailing him. The recording said like, if you don't fire her, there are going to be consequences. He was like, okay, I'm gonna do what I should have done before, and I'm gonna call the police. And the other guy was like, no, you can't do that, and he hit him. From the recording, we don't know who it was. We know that the person who was blackmailing him was the person who killed him. And it turned out the fanboy wasn't the one who was blackmailing him. So we were like, okay, we made a horrible mistake. We're gonna have to go talk to the detective to tell him we made a mistake. So we go to the police station again. The detective is interrogating him, and he's like, don't bother me anymore, okay? You've done enough. And we're like, okay, there's gonna be something we can do. And so we look through the evidence that they have right there. They're in boxes. So we go and take a look. Our friendly little robot does another scan on the murder weapon that we did end up finding. Also, we did end up finding the murder weapon on the fanboy. He had it on his back. he said he was planted there, but like whether you trust him or not, that's a whole different. The thing is, we had the murder weapon, so we run a little scan on it, and it had fingerprints. And it turns out the fingerprints did not belong to the fanboy; they belonged to the real killer. I wonder if you can figure out who it was. You would have missed a bunch of different hints, so I don't think. Yeah, it would be really hard. But the thing is, we found a bunch of different clues and hints that were like pointing to different people. And one of the most suspicious evidence that we did find, but I thought it was the most suspicious, and I'm kind of baffled that it wasn't taken that much into consideration at the start. But the thing is, we did find an ID that belonged to Tully, that had like a different design to the one that everybody else used, so that was weird. And then we asked around, and the security guard told us like, no, that was a completely valid ID, it's just that it was an older design. Like they changed it years ago, and that's like the old one that they used to use. We're like, okay. So we went to ask Tully, like, hey, what's the deal with this ID? Or like, no, we went and asked him how long had he been working in the studio. And he said he'd been working for like a few weeks. So that was really suspicious, and like he got a little sweaty, so we were like, okay, I think I'm very suspicious of him. And at some point they asked you like, who do you think it is? And I said, I thought it was Tully. And the detective said like, no, you don't really have enough evidence to indict him. Okay, then it's probably the fanboy. And you're like, yeah, okay, that makes way more sense. So that was a bit lame, right? The fact that you can figure out who it was, but you have to accuse somebody else. In any case, we ended up finding that it was Tully. Right? They were like, so we tell the detective like, hey, you got the wrong one, you have the wrong guy, we have the evidence to tell you who it actually was. And he's like, okay, we have his address, let's go see him. And we get there, and he is now a corpse on the street, he's dead. Like at the end of the case, you go to his house, to his apartment, and you find him dead. And that's the end of case 1. It was definitely a twist, I think, the fact that he was dead at the end. I wouldn't say it was a twist that he was the one who actually did it, because the evidence was pointing right at him. But yeah, I mean, for a first case, not bad at all. And this is as far as I've gone. Like, yesterday I was playing the game, and I got to this point, right? I just finished case 1, so I knew about this twist, but I don't know what's gonna happen later. And there's a bunch of things, there's a bunch of like useless, right? Like we don't know why Tully was blackmailing the guy into firing us. We don't know if anybody else is involved in this whole thing, or they're just like victims of circumstance. At some point, like when the robot friend was helping us, he had like a flashback where we could see like the people who maybe created him. Like he wasn't like a lab or anything, and there's nothing super clear about that, right? Because just like basically flashback. So yeah, there's a lot of story there that you're still to uncover. So yeah, not a bad game at all. There's a few flaws in there. I did also find a few bugs in there, here and there. So you know, it's bound to happen. What else? Oh yeah, so you know how we were ranking up as we were solving puzzles? Turns out, what you get from that is you unlock bonus puzzles at the end. So for example, in case 2, right, we haven't played it, so we solved it by default with rank F. So all of these other puzzles are unlocked until we get a better rank. And we managed to finish case 1 with a rank of S, the best rank. So we've managed to unlock all of these bonus puzzles. And I was doing them, right? I was solving them, sort of making time. I'm almost close to doing 3 hours. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this last puzzle. I think I'm gonna be calling it a day. So let's do this last puzzle, shall we? I still have 10 minutes. I think I'm gonna be explaining my thought process a little bit more, right? So let's see. First, we're gonna be trying to find one of the rows that has the most confirmed cells. So for example, this one has a 1 and a 5. So, oh, thank you. If I were doing this row, for example, I know there has to be a 1 cell and then 5 cells with 1 blank cell in the middle. So, if they were all to the left, it would have to be something like this, right? But if they were to the right, it would have to be something like this, right? So regardless of how it goes, these three cells right here are selected regardless. So we know for a fact that these three have to be selected. So I'm gonna clear all of the other ones, but I'm gonna leave these three right here. Right, and we know for a fact that those have to be marked. On this column, I can see that the low bottom, the lowest number is not the lowest number. Basically, the one that's furthest down has to be a sequence of 5. So this has to be marked as well, because this one is marked, and there's no way for me to put 5 cells in a row without marking also this one. Right. So this, and in this one, for example, I know, for example, if I try to put the 3 ones that go at the lowest, the bottom, I can't put them here because then this one also will be part of the group. So these ones, I know that these ones can't be part of the 3. But so then that is in space for the 3 somewhere around here and the 2, but I can't put the 3 and the 2 in this space of 5. So the 3 has to go somewhere in here, and the 2 has to go here. So then in this column, this has to be a 2, and this has to be a 3. And then on this row, this has to be a 3, and this has to be a 3 as well. And then in this column, this 3 is completed, and this 2 has to be part of the 3, so that's completed as well. And then these 2 are either a group of 1, which they can't be, or a group of 3, which they have to be. And you can't go further right, so you have to go further left. It's complete. And there's nothing else to the right, so you can close these out as well. In this one, this has to be a group of 5, so this has to go like this. And there's only room for 1 here, so it has to go here, and there's nothing else in here. And in here we need to be able to put 1 and 2, and there's only one way to put that, so we know that's how it goes. In here, for example, in this column, we have a 1 and a 2, and the 1 has to go below the 2. And there's only one place where it can go, so it has to be this. So now this whole column is done. In here we have to put 3, so we have to connect these 2 that are already there, and that completes that row. And then in the column, this has to be a 2, and this has to be a 3, we have 4. That completes the row with the 2, so that's completed again. And that's a 4. That's a 5. And these 2 has to put the 1 in there, and this has to put this 1 in there, and this completes this column as well. Right. Now, I think we've done all we can do with those hits, so we're gonna have to look somewhere else. In here we have a 2 and a 4, so if we have these 2 in here and these 4 in here, or we could have the 4 like that and the 2 like that. So the groups of 2 don't overlap, so we don't know where they go. But the groups of 4 do overlap in here, so those 2 have to be there. Okay, what other information can we gather? Well, the one with the 1 and the 4 is something similar, right? This group of 4, like the 1s don't overlap, but the 4s do overlap in here. So that group of 4 has to have the 1, for sure. So now that we have these 2, we know that that group of 2 has to be there, and there's nothing to the right. So we can cross out those 2 ones. And then in this column, we need a group of 4. And it doesn't fit here, so it can't be there. So it has to go somewhere around here. And then here, we also have a group of 2, but it doesn't fit here, so it has to go here. And the group of 2 also doesn't fit here, so they have to go somewhere in there. But they can't go here, because then these would go together, and it would be a group of 3. But this can't be it. And this can't be it for the same reason. This has to be a 2, and then in the column this has to be a 4, and this also has to be a 4 for the column, and then this row has to be a 2, and now we only have space for this single one, so it has to go there, and same thing here, and now this whole column is done. And same thing here, we also have room for this one here, and that whole column is done. And in here we have a group of 2 that's completed, and we also have room for this one here. And in here, for the same reason, we can only have a 2 there, so that leaves room for this one, and that's done. Except we only have room for a 3 in this column. Right, so that one is done, that row 2 is done, that leaves room for 1, and then 1. And we're done! And this is a police baton. So yeah, that was the first case and all the bonus process on the first phase. So far I've been liking the game, I think. Like there's a few things that I don't particularly like. Visual novels are not really my cup of tea, but like given that's what we're working with, it's fine, it's perfectly fine. The Picross puzzles are perfectly good. I really like, I love Picross, I've said it right. 4 or 5 times already. So yeah, I have no complaints about the Picross puzzles. Um, yeah, I think also you did miss. We did do Picross puzzles for another mechanic in the game, right? Because when we were trying to look, when we found the fingerprint, a robot body like hacked into the police computers to like search through the database for the fingerprints, and hacking into the computer was its own minigame, and it was 3 puzzles in a row. It was timed, and you weren't allowed to use the crossout function. So that was fun. That was a fun little variation. So yeah, it's fun to see that they are using Picross puzzles. They're not just using the same Picross puzzle mechanics the whole game. And I can just guess that I can just assume that they're gonna be using different mechanics later in the future. And I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, that was case 1. And I think I'm gonna leave that. I think I'm gonna leave it at that for today. It's getting kinda late. I've been at this 3 hours. And it's getting kinda late, and I do have to work tomorrow, so you know. Yeah. That was fun. I'm gonna do this again tomorrow, I think. The following days until I complete this game. Because as I said, I do want to keep a record of like me playing this game. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here with me as well. But yeah, I'm very hungry. I'm gonna go grab a snack. And then I'm gonna do some gardening, I think. I'm gonna find something to do, and then I'm just gonna go to bed. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. Good night.